but the count is quite complicated. Are you with me? Here we go. No, stay with me because this is the hardest part of the song. As you're listening and watching this video, I am playing and counting at the same time, and that is the biggest lesson I teach any of my private clients. I encourage you to count and play at the same time. And if that is challenging to you, all the better. This is how you become a better guitar player. Counting out loud, playing at the same time. Hey Loog Nation, it's Mr. Will with another lesson. Today we're doing more Tom Petty because I think he's so easy to play as a beginning guitar player, future guitarist with the Loog, and you're going to have a good time with this one. This song has a few big challenges when it comes to counting and strumming, so stick around because later on I'm going to show you how to do this complicated count in the chorus. But first, let's get to chords, let's get to breaking down the verse and the chorus, and we'll put it all together. Ready? Let's do this. Okay, chords. Tom Petty is a genius. He has made hundreds of songs off of the same 4 chords, and these 4 chords are no stranger to you if you are part of the Loog Nation community. If you aren't, hey, hit that subscribe button, because why not? Let's play Loog together. All right, this is a real instrument, and we're going to play real chords. Ready? We've got 3 chords that we play in the verse and 3 chords that we play in the chorus. They're slightly different. We have our G chord. This song is in G, so it's great. Our G chord. You know it. There's a C chord. 2nd string, 1st fret. Then we play our D chord. We know we've got our 2 fingers on the outside and that ring finger coming around to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then we have E minor. Now, E minor on the Loog is just open strings. But in this song, I want to show you E minor here because it sounds pretty cool and is easier to move in and out of the sound of the song from this shape of an E minor. This E minor shape is what we play for D minor. Stick with me. D minor is D major, and we drop this first finger, this first string, 2nd fret down to the 1st fret. But we have to change our fingers to do so. I'm going to pick up my 2nd finger and go to the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and my 1st finger is going to play the 1st string, 1st fret. So that's a sad sound. There's our happy major sound, and here's our sad minor sound. That's a D minor, by the way. We don't play that in the song, but we do play an E minor. E minor is one whole step or 2 semitones up from a D minor. 1, 2, semitones. Semitones is another fancy way of saying frets. 1 fret, 2 frets. There's our sad sound. Hey, you've played E minor before if you followed the video Islands in the Sun. Cool. E minor is on the 4th fret, 5th fret, and 3rd fret. So think D minor sliding up. You also have D minor in your flashcards if you have a Loog. Cool. All right, so we're going to play our verse chords. 3 of those are E minor, D to a G. Do that again. E minor, D, G. All right. So those are what we play in the verse. There is an exception. At some point, and I'll tell you soon, we play E minor, D, and C. And then we go back to E minor, D, and G. Okay, let's talk about the order of those chords. We're going to do E minor, D, G. We do that twice. E minor, D, G. Then we go E minor, D, C. And then we play E minor, D, G. Twice. Now, if you listen along in the song, we're playing verse, then verse before we get to chorus. So we play 2 verses before a chorus. Let's repeat that order. E minor, D, G, 2, 3, 4. E minor, D, G, 2, 3. Now it's E minor, D, C, 2, 3, 4. E minor, D, G. Again, E minor, D, G. So that's the cadence of the verse. All right, you with me? We're going to get to strumming and counting in a minute. In the chorus, we have a little bit of a, actually, pre-chorus. It is so small, you might even miss it. But in the song, you'll hear after that last G in the verse, right? You'll hear this cool change. 1 and 2 and 3 and then we go and a 4 to the C. What am I doing? So the very end, we just did E minor, D, G. That's the end of the verse. 2, 3, and 3 and, right? 1, 2, and 3 and. So instead of playing G for 4 beats, we're going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and to the C. Okay, that's a little like pre-chorus, like ramp up. It's a great way to put it, actually. 2 and 3 and. Now I'm on a C. Here's how the chorus goes. Ready? Chorus. We're going from C to a G to a D, back to a G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, right? Sounds cool. And then we go back to verse. Okay. Let me show you that chorus one more time. We've come in on the and a 4. Notice how I'm pivoting. G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D. Then we go back to E minor, D, G, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's our 2 sections, the chords and the cadence, or the progression, verse and chorus. And that's basically the song. There's no bridge. You can play this song. It's a lot of fun to play because of the simplicity of the shapes, the verse and the chorus. However, here's why you showed up to this lesson today. Let me tell you why you showed up to this lesson today. It's the counting and the strumming. I love playing Tom Petty because he uses a lot of rock eighth notes. But in Won't Back Down, he's changing chords on the and of the beat, on the upbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And we'll get to more complicated stuff about the chorus in just a second. Let's talk about that verse being syncopated or changing on the and of 4 to the G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, that is how we play the E minor, D, G sections of the verse. Here's where he changes it up just a little bit, and I love this about the song. When we do the E minor, D, C, we don't change on the and. He gets back to on the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's what makes this song so magical. We're changing between on the beat and off the beat, strumming chord changes. All right. This is where I think songs are amazing, because you can see the pattern that we use the same chords a lot for lots of songs we play here at Loog Nation, lots of songs that we teach. It's the strumming and the count that really make every song unique and magical. And in this song, we have the and of 4 change on the G. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, D minor, D, and G. Then he goes E minor on the beat to C. Back to the change. I think it's pretty cool. Practice this section. Get this counting down. I'm going to do it one more time for you. We're going to do the whole verse one more time. This is our review. Ready? Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and here we go. And yeah, you notice this guitar gets a little out of tune. Comment below if you actually hear the guitar being slightly out of tune in that replay. If you do, thumbs up to y'all, because that means you've got really good ear and you've been playing a while. Awesome. Okay. Onward. Let's go to this chorus. So really, before the chorus, let's do the count of the into the chorus kind of ramp up, right? So we've just finished the last phrase, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. That was the end of the verse into the chorus. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and I'm gonna miss the 4th beat. I'm not gonna tap or rock the 4th beat with my pick. I'm gonna let that hold. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so the count on this chorus, you can play the chorus with just one strum if you like, or you can rock 8th note, strum it, but the count is quite complicated. Are you with me? Here we go. No, stay with me because this is the hardest part of the song. I'm going to come in on the chorus on the and. There's a lot of offbeat chord changes going on. So we have and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that is all on the upbeat or the offbeat. We're syncopated in our chord changes, and that's why the chorus is so fun to play, because it's off the beat. You don't have to strum rock 8th notes. Once we go, this is the lead in, 2 3 and 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 2 3 4. Notice out of the chorus, I'm just going to hold that D back to the. Let's slow way down. Here's practice time. Let's slow way down. We're going to count and work on rock 8th notes so we can work on our syncopated chord changing. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and as you're listening and watching this video, I am playing and counting at the same time, and that is the biggest lesson I teach any of my private clients. I encourage you to count and play at the same time. And if that is challenging to you, all the better. This is how you become a better guitar player. Counting out loud, playing at the same time. There's the whole song for you. Listen, I'd love to do a play along with you, but I'm getting pinged by YouTube for copyright infringement. So as much as I'd love to do a play along, I cannot. But I encourage you to listen to this song, go back and watch each section of this video really carefully, and then thread it all together. And if you ever have any questions at all, please leave a comment below. I'll do a little video reply so I can help you through a moment or help you tie different sections together. I'd love to hear from you all. How are these videos going? Are you liking them? Hey, hit that like button. Share it with somebody who might be interested in a Loog. If you need a Loog, check out my description. I've got a code for 10% off your entire purchase. It's Will10, and it's linked into the Loog sale page. So if you don't see the Will10 coupon code, make sure it's there at checkout. Get 10% off your entire order. It's fantastic. And yeah, I get commission for that. And I'm going to thank you ahead of time for making your purchase with that, because you help support us being able to make these videos for you weekly. All right, guys, thanks so much for your time. Go rock on, and please don't back down. You won't back down. Have fun. I'll see you next time.